welcome. We are so happy that you are here with us tonight for our call titled Aligning Your Divine Harmony. This is a collaboration call between myself, I am Brianne with Divine Numbers by Brianne, and my wonderful brother-in-law, Justin of Holistic Harmony Arts. And this is an opportunity for you to get to know us a little bit better, for us to explain who we are, what we offer, and why the frequency work, the energy work that we've come to know and love is so incredibly important in our lives. So we're super excited to share this with you tonight, give you an opportunity to hear more about it, and then to experience it for yourselves.
I'll just say my hope for tonight is that if you haven't worked with either Bree or myself, that one, you get a full understanding of what we have. We can answer all the questions that you've got, but I just want you to know, Bree, I'm really excited to be doing this with her because she is a powerhouse when it comes to all things in the energy field, and I'm just really excited to get to do this opportunity with her. So
Oh, thanks so much, Justin. I feel the exact same way. Justin's sound baths have sent me on some tremendous journeys. They've been very personally impactful and powerful, and that's why I felt it was so important for us to come together and give you an opportunity to experience this as well. I'd like to share a little bit about my experience in coming into this type of work. And it really started, well, 30 years ago with my introduction as a teenager into numerology, Chinese astrology, all things weird and wonderful, and really an open-mindedness to what's possible. And then a few years ago, it was taken to the next level when I was in a car accident and I was given the message during the point of impact to open. And I have been practicing opening a lot ever since that happened. You don't go through something like that without receiving the message. So, part of this opening has been to begin to trust the insights that I've been receiving over the years, to be able to listen to that inner voice and to give it an opportunity to fully express itself. And a lot of this comes through the frequencies, the energies, and I've started practicing Reiki and connecting through energy, through channeling. And when I have sessions one on one, I find that I am able to uncover old patterns, handle cord cutting and releasing attachments, healing relationships with loved ones, releasing ancestral traumas, and connecting sometimes with spirit guides and receiving messages. So it can be everything from physically feeling better and relaxing the nervous system to having these moments of divine connection. And there's just so many beautiful ways to experience it. But for me, sound has brought me into the right frequency to be able to connect. And so when I listen to sound baths, like the one we're going to get to experience tonight, I find that it sends me on my own amazing journey. And so I've started using those sound frequencies when I'm doing energy alignment sessions one on one as well, because they're so powerful and so opening. And so when you have an opportunity to listen to your own inner guidance through these sessions and to fully allow yourself to flow with it, it can be such a beautiful experience. And so that's my hope tonight is that you're going to get to experience some of that. You're going to allow yourself to breathe. You're going to allow yourself to relax into the moment and to realize that you don't have to do anything. You get to just be a part of this. I'd love for you to be able to feel the energy moving through you because that's what this frequency and vibration can do. It's going to activate things that you may have forgotten. It's an opportunity to remember. And it can be such an impactful and intense experience. So you may feel emotional, or you may feel like you go out into the cosmos. And all of that is natural, and all of that is welcome. And they're all such beautiful experiences. So I'd like to share some of the personal experiences I've had in some of my sessions, just so you can understand some of the weird, wild, and wonderful things that could happen when you fully open and are willing to go there. So I have had experiences where I've had family members who have passed come into my awareness while I'm in a sound bath, and they give me messages. I had one with my grandmother who passed many years ago, and there were some emotions attached to her her last years on this plane and how I felt about it, some judgments that I was still experiencing. And she came to me in an awareness and said, there's more to the story than what you're being willing to see. And so I spent the entire session in a beautiful experience of going through the Ho'oponopono process with my grandmother and feeling connected to her in a way that I didn't when she was living. So that was one experience. I had another experience that took me to a past life regression where I was able to see things that happened to me that were outside of this lifetime and feel those emotions and understand where some of the fiery personality that I have here may have come from, and to allow that to be channeled through me in a way that is beautiful and a way that I can make room for instead of judging it the way that we are taught to do. I've also had physical releases where I was just super stressed and my nervous system was fritzed. And there was a lot of time where I think that practicing yoga, meditation, and sound baths are really what got me through those moments, just giving me a half an hour of rest. Because so often we don't even give ourselves that. So it can be everything from realizing that you're a dragon on the spirit plane and connecting to those different frequencies of our higher selves, to just letting yourself breathe, letting yourself feel that release, allowing yourself, even if you fall asleep, sometimes that's the most beautiful gift you can give to yourself. And that's what these moments are for. That's what energy alignment can do for you. And it's not just me that has these experiences. These are across the board. Everything is welcome. This is your opportunity to just allow yourself to not judge based on what we've been taught in this lifetime, not hold yourself back, not feel like you have to perform or please. There's nothing you have to do. You get to just be and allow it to happen and allow that to flow and just ask the questions. If you're sitting in the middle of an experience, if it's a meditation, people think you have to meditate and it's like kumbaya, like you have to do it on a mountaintop or you're doing it wrong, or you have to have your absolutely empty mind or you're messing it up. But sometimes those fleeting thoughts that go through are there to give us really deep insights. There was a session I had recently where I was like, man, this does not sound right to me. Something is off. And it was bothering my perfectionistic brain. And so rather than be frustrated and be like, well, what is the problem? It's not working, or it's not working for me, or I'm doing it wrong. Instead, I was like, what is it in me that's making me think it should be some other way? Why isn't this exactly the experience I'm supposed to be having? Where did this come from? And it took me back to a moment when I was 2 years old, when I thought I had to be perfect because I made a natural mistake, something I hadn't thought about ever. I mean, I'm 46 years old. That was a long time ago, but it took me there. And then I was able to look at other moments. It guided me through other moments in my life that have been highly impactful. And it's because I was willing to ask the question. I was willing to allow myself to sit with it and take it a step further rather than judging that experience, rather than being like, well, it's not for me. Tonight's not my night. I guess I'll just not do this. It's like, okay, I'm getting a different message. This is clearly exactly what I need. So if we can go through meditations, we can go through yoga experiences, we can go through sound baths, any sort of frequency alignment without expectation, they will, I promise you, give you beautiful gifts that you may not have seen coming. So, a little bit about what I offer. First of all, I have really gotten super deeply interested in the chakra work because after becoming a Reiki master, I quickly learned how important the chakras are in our energy bodies and how much of an impact they can have on our day-to-day life. And I did a 45-day reset that I loved. I needed it for myself, and I invited others to come along with me on the journey. And I'm so grateful for those that did because it was life-changing. But I quickly realized that a week in a chakra was not enough time. So I have expanded that program, and it is available on my website at divineNumbersbyBrianne.com. And you can go through the process with me of experiencing the chakras on a deeper level with practices, with a private discussion group, with monthly calls that help us activate those chakras and then also integrate what we're learning as well. So that's taking it to the next step through the sacred embodiment journey. I also have the sacred circle, and that is my connection to numerology. And you get that along with the sacred embodiment journey automatically, or you can do it separately if you just wanted the numerology pieces. And that includes a monthly call where we talk about the language of the numbers. And we have an opportunity to connect with what's happening currently in our energy fields with the universal years that we're in and the universal months that we're all going through, because those energies are affecting us every single day. And so those two options have been really, really helpful for myself and the members that are going through those groups with me. And then the energy alignment sessions, the divine alignment sessions, those are handled remotely and they're incredibly personal. And this is when I have an opportunity to connect from my energy body, my higher self, to your higher self. And I call in our guides and I utilize all of the Reiki practices that I've learned through my certifications. And I send all of this healing energy down through source, through me, using those sacred symbols and channeling it into whatever your higher self is ready to receive. And that's when I get some of the most beautiful messages, things that can be deeply impactful to you and awaken you in a whole new way. Many times they make me cry because they're so incredible. They're so intense and they can create releases in your life that are really, really beautiful and really needed. Sometimes your snakes will come out and dance with you. Sometimes you'll have the ability to speak for the first time in lifetimes. So many of us need this right now. And that's why I felt so compelled to share this with all of you tonight and to bring Justin and his beautiful abilities to make the bowls sing for us and to allow us all to have these activations in person. I'm going to pass it on to you, Justin.
All right. Well, I want to tell you everything that Brie just said about what she does, 100% spot on. The one thing that she didn't tell you enough about that I feel like you should know is the community she's built. It is really powerful to get together for the calls that we do and just be able to understand that we all live in the world together. We all have our own energies, we all have our own frequencies that we align with, and we all deal with the same universal energies. And so when we're in those spaces together, we can get a chance to talk about, oh, yeah, I'm feeling that, or I'm feeling this, or did you notice those kind of things? So huge shout out to Brianne for the community that she's built. And I will tell you, those individual sessions that she does, they're incredible. Hopefully, by doing a session with Brianne, you're going to learn something about yourself. What I love is we have the opportunity to utilize frequency and energies to find ourselves, to realign ourselves and kind of get ourselves in that space. If I were to kind of sum up a little bit about me, there's a few things I want to talk about. So first I want to talk about what joy means to me, because that's a really meaningful word to me. I want to talk about the energetic work that comes from sound therapy specifically, but again, it's all part of that Reiki energy, that universal energy that we have out there. It's about learning how to accept it, work with it, and not fight against it, which is what I think a lot of us in our day-to-day do. Bree talked about growing up in this world. I did not grow up in this world. I definitely grew up in more of a, you go to church, these are the exact things you do, and I realized over time that it's all intertwined, and sometimes it's just the language that we use that might feel a little bit different. And so I think when I was like, what do I want to say about myself? And I'm like, I'm just a guy who spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to feel more like my authentic self. Okay. I think in the world that we live in, very often get boxed into certain spaces, and that's what we tend to lean towards. And when we do that, sometimes we feel out of alignment and life feels harder. And not to say that life's always going to be magic and gumdrops and roses. I think it is. But sometimes we have hard times. And so if you're here tonight because you're like, yeah, life's been busy, or you've got a lot of stuff racing through your mind, or you're just like, oh, sound bath, that sounds cool, I'll give that a try. All that's totally fine. We're going to meet you right where you're at tonight, and we want you to know this is not the end of your journey with me or Bree. We're here to answer all the questions, to be here to support you in whatever way makes the most sense. If you spend much time or any time around me, I talk about joy a lot. I always felt like I was chasing joy in a way that it felt like it was something that was going to happen after or happen later. After I got healthy or after I lost weight or after I had everything figured out, or, at that point I felt like life would get easier and I would find joy. Eventually, what I realized is that joy wasn't waiting for me at the end of the journey, but joy was something that I was supposed to be utilizing throughout as part of my journey, like throughout my journey. And I actually wrote a book, The Joy Frequency, the science and the spirit of energy healing. And one of the things that I talk about in here is that joy is not a reward at the end of healing. It's part of the healing process. So I want to talk a little bit about frequency. When we think about frequency, or when I say frequency, it's not about the science piece of things, although science is 100% part of it. One of the things that, if we do dive a little bit deeper into the base of frequencies, everything in this world vibrates. Every atom in this world vibrates. So sound vibrates, cells in our body vibrate, our heart has a rhythm, our breathing has a rhythm, and the entire universe is moving, whether we see it moving or not. At a microscopic level, everything is moving. And so utilizing frequencies can help us to get our authentic self. How many times do you say things like, oh my gosh, I feel stuck, or oh man, I feel heavy, I'm feeling off, on the positive side, maybe I'm feeling lighter, I'm feeling grounded, I'm feeling energized. All of those feelings that we're having, it's just something that naturally comes to us because it is what we feel energetically in our body. It's emotional, it's physical, it's mental, it's spiritual, and all of it's connected with each other. One of my other favorite things from the book is that we're not broken, okay? You are not broken. You're simply maybe just out of tune, okay? And that kind of pulls us back to the idea of what frequencies are, and I really love that idea. So I do group sound therapy sessions very frequently that are virtual, like this one. I do them weekly, and that's through holistichearmonyarts.com. In here, there are lots of different services that I offer, as well as Reiki, like Brianne. We definitely channel and experience the energies a little differently. Everybody experiences the universal energy slightly differently. And so what you might get with Brie may be a little bit different than what you might get from me. One thing I'm very passionate about is finding your joy. And one of the things that brings me so much joy, obviously, are the sound baths. So in my website, under the services that I've got, obviously, all of those virtual opportunities. If you're like a sound bath person, there's actually a membership that includes all of those. But then beyond that, I do a lot of private sessions as well, where we can either do those in person if we're local, or virtually as well, where you're either doing private or couple or group sessions with either sound healing or Reiki. Sound therapy is all about allowing the frequencies to meet us right where we're at. Bree mentioned this before. But what I like to do is I actually want to talk through some of the things, because we are going to do a sound bath tonight. Bree's going to lead us in a meditation first. I want to set us up for success in the sound bath as well. What I like to do is allow people to get their nervous system relaxed, okay? And we could do this by naming a few specific things. So before we begin, I always like to talk about there's no right way to experience a sound bath. Bree talked about this too. You don't need to visualize, you don't need to be calm, you don't need to have any insights, and you could have lots of different feelings or experiences based on that. Feelings of relaxation, of being emotional, sometimes you feel distracted, but moving past those things, knowing that it doesn't matter if you feel light, you feel heavy, or you feel nothing at all, the sounds are going to meet you just where they're meant to, okay? Because our body knows how to respond even when our mind doesn't know how to respond. As we get into this space, just a reminder that everything is energy. Sound is that vibration, and vibration can help us to realign. And so not feeling like we have to do anything, just meet the energies where they're at and allow them to do the work that is meant to happen. Our bodies are open to the vibrations, and they will realign if we are open and allow ourselves to be in that space. Give yourself permission to just experience what's happening. And if you find your mind wandering and going into that space, I always just recommend come back to the sound of Brianne's voice, come back to the sound of the bowls, come back to your breath, and your body's going to know exactly what it needs to do. All right, so I'll pass that back to Bree.
All right. Thank you, Justin. And I am really super excited to share this with you. And I do want to reiterate something really important that Justin said, and that is that there's no right or wrong way to do this. One of the things that I think is so important in the work that we both do is creating safe spaces. And so anything that may happen throughout this, just know you are loved, you are safe, it is welcome. And whether you're creating your to do list in your mind or whether you're living out in the cosmos in a different alternate reality, all of that is welcome. So I invite you now to get yourselves into a comfortable position. Feel free to put a pillow under your knees, lay down if that's comfortable for you. Sitting in a comfortable position is also fine. Again, no right or wrong way. Feel free to relax your eyes down or close them, wear an eye mask if that's more comfortable. It's all about you having your personal experience. We're going to take a deep breath and then I'm going to get started here. Find a comfortable position where your body can soften and fully receive this experience. Allow your hands to rest gently. Relax your jaw. Relax your shoulders. Just let your body know that it's safe to be here. We're going to take a slow, deep breath in through the nose and gently exhale. Again, breathing in fully and releasing slowly. One more deep breath in and let everything begin to soften as you exhale. As your breath settles into its own natural rhythm, begin bringing your awareness inward. There's nowhere you need to go. There is nothing you need to force. This moment is an invitation to reconnect with yourself beneath the noise, beneath the pressure, beneath the constant movement of the outside world. Feel the surface beneath you, supporting your body completely, and allow yourself to be held. Now bring your awareness to the base of your spine and the bottoms of your feet. Imagine beautiful roots of light extending downward into the earth, deep into the soil, deep into the ancient wisdom beneath you, deep into the heartbeat of the earth herself. With every breath, feel yourself becoming more grounded, more present, more connected. The earth has always known how to hold you. She's always known how to support life, transformation, healing, growth, and renewal. And in this moment, you are remembering that you are part of that same living intelligence. Feel the steady pulse of the earth rising upward through your roots. A calm, nurturing energy moving gently into your feet, your legs, your hips, your spine, your heart. Allow this grounding energy to stabilize your body and your emotions. Allow it to quiet your mind. Now bring your awareness to the center of your chest. Imagine a warm light beginning to glow there. Soft at first, gentle, golden. With each breath, this light grows brighter, expanding through your heart space, expanding through your entire body. This light is your life force, your divine essence, your soul remembering itself. You don't need to become this light. You already are. Take a deep breath in and imagine this golden light expanding outward in every direction, through every cell, every layer of your energy, every thought, every emotion, every part of your being. Allow this light to move through anything heavy you've been carrying, anything unresolved, anything unspoken, anything ready to be released. No forcing, no resisting. Simply allow. As you breathe, imagine a beautiful stream of divine light pouring down from above you. Pure source energy, infinite intelligence, unconditional love. See this light entering through the crown of your head like liquid light, flowing gently into your mind, relaxing your thoughts, relaxing your nervous system, relaxing every part of your being. This divine frequency flows into your throat, opening your voice, your truth, your authentic expression. It flows into your heart, expanding compassion, connection, forgiveness, love. Into your solar plexus, awakening confidence, inner power, clarity. Into your sacral center, opening creativity, emotion, pleasure, flow. Into your root, strengthening your foundation, your presence, your trust in life. And now this beautiful current of energy and light flows downward through your legs and back into the earth, creating a continuous stream between heaven and earth through your body. You become the bridge, grounded below, open above. balanced within. Take a moment now to simply breathe inside this alignment. You may begin to notice sensations within your body: warmth, emotion, stillness, memories, color, images, peace. Whatever arises is welcome here. Now imagine yourself standing on a beautiful path. This path represents your soul journey, your growth, your becoming. Notice what surrounds you. Perhaps there are trees, water, stars, mountains, flowers, light. Allow your soul to show you exactly what you need to see. As you begin walking along this path, feel yourself moving deeper into alignment, connecting with your highest self. Each step brings greater clarity, greater trust, greater connection. Ahead of you, you notice a radiant light, beautiful, warm, loving. As you approach this light, you may sense a presence. Perhaps it feels like your higher self, your guides, your ancestors, the divine, or simply unconditional love itself. Allow yourself to stand in the presence of this energy. Now ask silently within, what am I ready to open to receive? What part of myself is ready to awaken? What alignment is unfolding for me now? Trust whatever comes, a word, a feeling, a knowing, a vision, or maybe just simply peace. Just allow yourself to open to any answers that come. Now imagine this radiant light moving directly into your heart space, activating your deepest alignment, like a remembering, like something ancient and true awakening within you. Feel your energy gently recalibrating mind, body, heart, and soul, coming into harmony. You are allowed to receive. You are allowed to trust your path. You are allowed to take up space within your own life. You are allowed to embody the fullness of who you are. Take another deep breath. As Justin's sound bath begins, allow the frequencies and vibrations to carry you deeper into this experience. Allow the sound to move through your body, through your energy, through your subconscious, through the spaces words cannot reach. There is nothing you need to do from here except receive. You are supported. You are connected. You are aligned. And your journey continues now in sound.
As you begin to come back to yourself, come back to your breath. Deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. As you begin to feel your body more, wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Rock your head from side to side. Stretch your arms and legs as far apart from each other as possible. And when you're ready, open your eyes.
Hello and welcome back. Give you a moment or two to reconnect. We want to thank you for joining us tonight and experiencing what the energy work can do, how the harmonies and frequencies can resonate within us, how we're able to open and fully connect. And Justin and I are here as guides to help walk you through your own ability to align, because we all have this innate gift, belongs to each of us, and we all have our own ways of doing so. Props to all of you for giving yourself this time, and I truly look forward to working with all of you again in the future.
Thanks everyone for being here.
Have a beautiful night.